Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024.
Me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop. All throughout Braves country, pop that top! Your Atlanta Braves have won it all!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball! Play ball! And Travis gets on with one out in the ninth, but they pinch run for him and then bring Murphy on to play defense. 2-0. Swing! That ball's lifted high and deep into center field. Get out, baby! Go, go, go! Baby, it's over! His 15th homer of the year, 48th RBI, and your Atlanta Braves. 2-1. Boom! That ball got all of the plate, and Travis got all of that ball. Good afternoon, Braves country. We've got a couple of clips we want you to hear before the game starts. Right now, you're going to hear from Travis d'Arnaud, who hit the walk-off home run last night. If you didn't see it, if you didn't hear it here on Braves Country Radio, it was amazing. That's the clip you just heard. And then we will hear from Ronaldo Lopez's translator, press asking him questions, and then we edited out Ronaldo Lopez in Spanish, so the clip is much shorter. If not, it becomes basically like an 8-minute clip. So here is Travis d'Arnaud, and then we'll get to Raylo.
Travis, your second career walk-off home run, your first as an Atlanta Brave. This place went nuts. I have to wonder what it felt like in this moment.
Well, it felt great. I wasn't trying to do too much. I didn't have the best first two at bats, so I just tried to stay short, and I got rewarded with a home run.
What a special game this was here tonight. The pitching staff gets it done again. What are all the components that made this one possible?
Well, besides the new haircut, no, it was Lovey coming back strong after missing all that time. And then the bullpen's shutting the door and putting up zeros the whole time. And they did a tremendous job of keeping us in the game and only giving up one run. And what a great pitching game.
What a great game. 5 straight wins now for this Atlanta Braves team. I have to wonder how much of a difference it makes to have momentum on your side with everything on the line this season.
Oh, yeah, it's momentum's huge, especially this time of the year. It's about who's hot and who's not at this time of the year. So hopefully we can keep riding this wave and keep having fun.
So it was fun to watch. Go have fun with your teammates. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And now here is Raylo's interpreter with the press after the game last night. And then we'll get you lineups and then a really quick pregame show. Braves first pitch is 3:20, and the rest of Major League Baseball is in full swing. We'll keep the scores rolling with you all afternoon.
Yeah, especially just because I felt like in my bullpens things were going really well. I felt like I really had a good feel for my fastball and my slider, and so it just felt like I was ready to, face another team and just based off that and feeling good.
How have you been able to come back from 2 IL stints and be so sharp and still have the same velo and all that?
Just trying not to do too much, and then just having the confidence in my pitches and all my pitches, regardless if I'm coming off the IL or if, I'm healthy. I'm just trying to maintain that confidence, knowing that my ability in my arsenal, and then just trying not to change anything too drastically, just believing what's been working.
How proud are you of the team for this last week, just finding different ways to win these tough games?
It doesn't matter how you win, just winning is the important thing. And so for us, I feel like the bottom line is win the games, and that's all we care about. And I think right now our mentality is just keep doing whatever we have to, whatever's necessary to win these games, hopefully get a spot in the postseason and just wreak havoc from there, hopefully.
How special has this been, starting pitching-wise, for all you guys? Because even as some of you go on the IL, you come back and it's like you don't miss a beat.
On their days and whatever they can to help the team win, I feel like that personally inspires me. It's kind of, there's just a mutual admiration, I think, and when it's another guy's day and you're out there and they're pitching well, it kind of gives off a really positive energy and a positive vibe, and it's contagious, right? And it makes you want to go out there and have a good outing as well, and try to match their effort and do whatever you can to help the team win.
How satisfying is it to know that you made 25 regular season starts at a 2.00 ERA and you're healthy and ready to get into the postseason at this point?
Yeah, I'm just thankful to be back and to be feeling healthy. And in terms of the season, I would just say it's been a surprising season for me, to sign here and then to be given the opportunity to become a starter again. not knowing what to really expect, and being able to take full advantage of the opportunity that was given. I just think I couldn't have expected this type of season to be put together, and I think it's just been tremendous, and I thank God for this opportunity that I was given.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the designated hitter, Tommy Pham for the Kansas City Royals. 9 home runs, 39 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .248. Batting second, playing short, Bobby Witt Jr. 32 home runs, 109 RBI, 31 stolen bases, batting .332. Massey, batting third, playing second. 13 home runs, 42 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .259. Yuri Gurriel is batting cleanup and playing first. 6 RBI, a .260 average. Melendez is in left field. 17 home runs, 44 RBI, a .208 clip with 4 stolen bases. Hunter Renfroe is in right field. 14 home runs, 51 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .228. Furman behind home plate. 6 home runs, 36 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .271. Michael Garcia is batting 8th and playing third. 7 home runs, 58 RBI, 37 stolen bases. Isbell is in center field and batting 9th. 8 home runs, 42 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .230. On the mound for the Kansas City Royals, it's Alec Marsh. He's 8-9 with a 4.69 ERA. A 1.27 whip, 124 innings, 121 strikeouts, 118 hits allowed, 39 walks, 18 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Uncle Charlie. Charlie Morton is 8-9 with a 4.08 ERA. 1.32 whip, 161 innings pitched, 149 hits allowed, 164 strikeouts, walking 63, and 21 home runs served. Backing up Uncle Charlie in the bottom of the first inning and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. Money Mike has 16 home runs, 48 RBI, 9 stolen bases, .262 average, and a Golden Glove incoming for the Hawk. Batting second, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 9 home runs, 48 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .251. Marcell Ozuna is your designated hitter and batting third. 102 RBI, 1 stolen base, a .306 average. Matt Olson is batting cleanup and playing first. 29 home runs, 98 RBI, a .247 clip. Jorge Soler is in right field and batting fifth. 21 home runs, 64 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .241. Ramon Laureano is in left field and batting sixth. 10 home runs, 31 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .255. Sean Murphy is behind home plate and batting seventh. 10 home runs, 25 RBI, a .197 average. Gio Urshela is batting eighth and playing third. 8 home runs, 50 RBI, a .247 average. And Orlando Arcia is batting ninth and playing short. An average of .219 on the year with 17 home runs, 46 RBI, and 2 stolen bases. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today, it's Laz Diaz. Your first base umpire, Mike Estabrook. Second base, Eric Backus. And down the third base line, it's Will Little. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park are 76 degrees at first pitch, with the wind blowing slightly in at 9 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in 17 games over 500, 45-33 at home. Kansas City Royals are 9 over 500, 40-40 on the road. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 215 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Royals Game 3 of a 3-game set. Braves are looking to sweep Kansas City and hopefully punch their ticket to October as we await the results of the Mets and the Diamondbacks games all going on at the same time. We'll have all the scores rocking in the chat for you all afternoon long. Our pick to click this afternoon, let's go with the big zoo, Marcell Ozuna. Maybe he can get number 40 today. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to win this one. Let's put some runs on the board this afternoon. Give me Atlanta with a 6-pack. Atlanta 6, Kansas City 1. It's time to warm up those chop arms, Country Club, Braves Country. Get your game face on. If everything falls right, we don't play again until Tuesday in October.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. Win and we are in. You're probably already aware of that, but just wanted to clarify for anyone that may have questions. We're going to do a roll call in between the first inning. We're being broadcast in 23 different radio stations today, so I got my plate full, and I don't have enough time to get in here early, so it's a long story, but we are going to get to roll call, trust me. Anybody listening around the country, jump into Braves Country Radio on YouTube, as we are set for first pitch. The Kansas City Royals are wearing their road grays and blue tops. Kansas City across the chest in white. The Braves are wearing their traditional home whites, top to bottom. Braves across the chest in red. outlined in navy with the tomahawk as well, with the gold going through the tomahawk. Blue ball caps, red bill, white A. Charlie Morton taking the bump today. And if you got any questions or comments or whatever, we'll get to them as we go. Like I said, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off today, so I am ready. And no, I haven't looked at, nor do I care about what's going on in the world of the NFL. We'll worry about that when baseball isn't taking center stage. But we are just about set, pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. And if you're watching football over baseball today, get it together, son. Your priorities are backwards. We are just about set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way from Charlie Morton to Tommy Pham is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 righty-righty matchup, kicks and fires. Swing, lifts it high, deep into right center field, going back on the track, off the wall. Soler will play it, fire it in the infield, and just like that, Tommy Pham and the Kansas City Royals are threatening with a leadoff double. Brian says football isn't real, just like WWE. I'm not sure about that, but good hard hit ball off the wall. First pitch on the way to Bobby Witt Jr., righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Pitch right inside there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Charlie Moore, Chris, he could have a little bit of rust on him. I mean, let's be real. He hasn't pitched in quite some time. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. That's one of the dangers you get when you mess around with the lineup like that. And I understand why they did it, especially at this stage, but that is a danger. 1-1 count. I think we're going to need some runs to score anyways today. The 1-1 count. Curveball misses wide and out of the zone, 1-2. Bobby Witt Jr. and the rest of the guys getting the day off yesterday after the celebration of punching their ticket to October. Most likely play Houston in the first round, but they could end up going to Baltimore. The 2-1 pitch, down below the knees, ball 3-1. So Charlie Morton off to a really rocky start. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Curveball off the edge, full count. So a full count now. Charlie looks back the runner at second, the pitch. Swing, chops it up the middle. That's going to be a tough play. No way they're going to get him. No way. Ozzie should have stuck that in his back pocket. Really terrible decision to even throw that ball. Luckily, Olsen saved his bacon. About a 5-hopper to first. Once Arcia couldn't get to it, there was just no way they were going to get the speedy. Bobby Witt Jr. going down the line. So runners on the corners, nobody out. Massey, the batter. Not looking good so far. First pitch on the way. Swung on, foul back out of play. It's 0-1. I think right now Charlie and the Braves would be okay with just settling for one. Get a double play here, much like they did midway through the game yesterday. The 0-1. Swing, pops it back foul, 0-2. They'll play the infield back in double play depth. A little bit to the right, but not over-exaggerated as they've been before. Mets lead the Brewers 1-0 in the first. The 0-2 brings it. Curveball outside, 1-2. Runners on the corners, nobody out. The 1-2 from Charlie. He comes set. Looks into Massey. Darnode. They're going to flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. Charlie Morton, 11 pitches already and no outs. The 1-2. Charlie comes set. He's going to waste another move over there. And now, if he goes over there, he's either got to get him or it's a double balk, which would be a run. So, not much of a chance that he's going over there. And Witt knows it. The 1-2 from Charlie. Swing. Bangs it down the line. Foul. We'll do it again. I think we're just about set to bring you over to the 3D. So a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Rips it down the line. We'll do it again. Pham, by the way, he's inching his way down the line to third. So they got to keep an eye on that. The pitch swung on and blasted deep into right field. And Charlie Morton does Charlie Morton things, and it's a home run into the chop house. 3-0 Kansas City. Not a great decision there, Snit, was it? Season on the line, and you put your worst starting pitcher out there, and he's quickly down 3-0. I was a little surprised they didn't try to close the deal with Schwellenbach. He would have been on normal rest today. But I think they were getting a little greedy. Remember, Schwellenbach pitched Tuesday night, so he would have been on normal rest today. I mean, first pitch on the way, four-seam fastball, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Inside 1-1. And also, once again, Charlie pitching on a lot of rust, not a lot of rest. And he's showing it. The 1-1, right down the pipe. Curveball, 1-2. 1-2 count, Gurriel, nobody on, 3 in. Still a long way to go in this one. I think the Braves will get some runs today for sure. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball, 1 away. So don't give up hope, Braves country. This one, just like the season, won't be easy. If Arizona loses today, by the way, it does not matter. First pitch on the way is up high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. If for some strange reason this game ends and Arizona's still going, we will bring you that game right here. The 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. They started a little earlier. Braves started at 3:20 today. Everybody else, except for the Cubs game, started at about 3:05 or 3:10. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Over the edge, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Charlie Morton, 21 pitches in, 1 out. Kicks and fires. Down and in, 3-1. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind, Kansas City is not likely to use any of their major bullpen pieces, and one of their pitchers, 3-1 pitch, misses high ball 4, that will not start in the postseason. He may make the roster, but it's doubtful. He is on the bump today. Alec Marsh has replaced Cole Reagans. They're both lefties, but big difference in their stuff. If Arizona loses this game, the outcome of this game doesn't matter. Our magic number is 1, Scott, but it only applies to the San Diego Padres. So if the Padres lose and we lose, they can't catch us because all they could do was tie, and we have the tiebreaker. That's why. First pitch on the way to Renfroe is swung on and ripped over to short. It's going to be a 4, 6, 4, 3 inning-ending double play. Arcia to Ozzie to Olsen all day. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the order we go. Time to start cutting into this leave, Braves country. We've got 9 innings to do it.
We leave for Honduras tomorrow for a tournament on Saturday and Sunday. It's about a 49-hour drive, so plan accordingly. From there, we're going to raft over to Cuba for a night game on Monday. Now, if we pull out a win in Cuba, we get an automatic bid into a tournament that's in Croatia. That game will be on Wednesday. Once that's wrapped up, I would like everyone to meet Saturday morning at the ESPN Sports Complex in Disney for practice. Our first game in Disney starts at noon later that day. Now, don't get spoiled with this schedule. As the season progresses, we will pick up more games. Also, we are still calculating the exchange rates, but Coach Gary will let everyone know how much we owe in tournament fees. Any questions?
Your 80-year-old dog don't want to go on a walk with you, okay? This is my 3rd time this week seeing people carrying around their 80-year-old dog because the dog barely made it on the walk. He don't want to go on a walk with you. He's 1 foot in the grave. What makes you think that he wants to go on a walk with you? Him and George Washington Carver were friends.
Boston fans dared hope they might at last win the World Championship that had been denied them every season since the team sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees. Plans were made for a big victory parade.
He could throw a baseball through a brick wall, as a matter of fact. If I had to choose one person to pitch one game in my one lifetime, I would choose Bob Gibson.
Now, Gibson would face Carl Yastrzemski in the 1967 World Series.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. All right, I got this passed through. If y'all do make a deal with me, I'm going to go ahead and chop that sign down. We're about 20 likes away. Let's get us up over the century mark in the very near future. First pitch on the way. Special circumstance because we're keeping an eye on the other games. And I'm going to start putting that in the chat upstairs. Or downstairs to the left. 1-0 pitch swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into left field. That's down for a base hit. And Michael Harris, Money Mike, gets himself a leadoff single. Start the game. So how about that? Also, San Diego has taken a 1-0 lead. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Mets lead Milwaukee 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Outside wide 2-0. Won't be putting the innings up because like yesterday, the score stayed the same for so long. I've got so much stuff going on. I won't be putting the innings up, but I'll let you know as we go along. They're in the bottom of the first in Milwaukee as the 2-0 pitch swung on, lifted high into right field. Lazy fly ball, lazy at bat. That'll be an F9 your scorecard. One away. Reach for one well outside the zone with a 2-0 count. Alec Marsh now to face Marcell Ozuna. Righty-righty matchup. 1 on, 1 out. The first pitch to Marcell. 95 off the plate. It's 1-0. So 1-0 count. Marcell 1 home run away from 40, batting .306, 102 RBI. Runner goes. Pitch inside, and Michael Harris II, he has got it safe, baby. That was a heck of a jump by Michael Harris II. I did not think he was going to get down there. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting. The throw went up the line, and it gave the shortstop an opportunity to tag him on the foot. I do believe he missed, but if he got his foot, he would have been out. It's one of those, yeah, he missed. But it was one of those wild plays where you're like, if he throws the ball on time, he's safe for sure. But because of where he threw it, the 2-0 swing pops it up. Lazy fly ball into left field. Another one swinging for the downs on a pitch off the plate, 2 away. So 2 down, and hopefully our best RBI guy in the last month can do something here. Matt Olson. I just think when you get to October, I understand that they're stuck in the mindset that Ozzie Albies is the number 2 hitter, but he's not really a number 2 hitter against a right-hander nowadays. First pitch on the way is well below the zone. Home plate umpire Laz Diaz, who's one of the worst in baseball, continues to carry that crown. It's 0-1. I mean, that thing missed by 4 inches easily. The 0-1. That one was a strike, but now it's 0-2. Loathe Laz Diaz. You're going to hear a lot of that today. I mean, that pitch was ridiculous. The 0-2. They set up high. Swung on, chopped foul. Do it again. He had to reach for that one because of the first bad strike call, and you never know if he's going to call that one. And someone in the Braves dugout has got to grow a spine and a couple of cojones and start barking at Laz Diaz. Not the players. We need a manager. The 0-2 pops it up. Another can of corn. 3 lazy fly balls will end the inning. Harris did a good job of getting on, but no one could get him home. 3-0 your score. We'll be back in a flash.
The fact that there is a term for domestic housewife implies that there
I'm not feral, okay?
The Minnesota Twins have a lot of fans, but it would be their biggest fan that would propel them to World Series victories in 1987 and 1991. Dick Erickson worked at the Metrodome from 1982 until he retired in 1995. In 2003, he admitted that he adjusted the ventilation system during the late inning of close games in an attempt to get baseballs to carry farther when the Twins were up to the plate. And that's not all. He also claimed the fans behind home plate were turned on when the Twins were on offense. So when did one of these incidents occur? Look no further than the 11th inning of Game 6 of the 1991 World Series. Kirby Puckett is up at the plate with the fans blowing out. Next thing you know, we're headed to Game 7. And don't think that other teams weren't suspicious. One manager went as far as to say there was a breeze blowing out when they were on defense and a breeze blowing in when they were on offense. In the 13 years he was employed by the Twins, they only had a losing record at home 3 times. Even crazier, the Twins were 8-0 at home and 0-6 on the road during their 2 World Series appearances in 1987 and 1991. So do you think the Twins were aided by the air conditioning and the fans during their 2 World Series runs? Or do you think the former superintendent was blowing things out of proportion?
It occurred to me that it was 11 years ago today. My buddy Jim came running out, hollering, "It's a boy, it's a boy." Tears running down his face. That's the last time we went to Thailand.
The moments of great personal failure or humiliation in baseball, Merkel's boner, Snodgrass's muff, Branca's pitch to Bobby Thompson. We all lose in our lives. We are fortunate enough not to have to lose in front of national television audiences. But inevitably, within a few years, there's a rehabilitation, and you feel sorry for him. Bill Buckner right now, people in Boston say, good old Bill, he did his best. They would have killed him that day. Well, it's nice that we're forgiving in that fashion.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I'm sure y'all are wondering, who are some of the worst? Laz Diaz ranks up there near the top. C.B. Buckner is probably everybody's go-to now, but Laz Diaz is right there, the worst umpires in baseball. First pitch on the way to Morton is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Rob Drake will drive you crazy because he's literally spotting dimes and eating onions. Sometimes he's calling them great, sometimes he's not. Ball hit on the ground deep into the hole, wide throw, and it's going to be... See how they score that. It'll either be an E6 or it's going to be an infield single. Long way to go to get that one. Arcia, normally very accurate even with the crazy off-balance throws, but it came up the line. Olsen was trying to do an Olay tag. Couldn't hold on. Nonetheless, it's 1 on, nobody out. They did give him a base hit. First pitch on the way, inside sinker. It's 1-0. You do wonder how long do you go with Charlie Morton here? Alfonso Marquez is another one that is just god-awful. Andy Fletcher as well. The 1-0. Going to flip it over to first to keep him. And probably another guy you've probably heard quite a bit about just because his name kind of sticks out and he's been around for quite a while. Hunter Wendelstedt. The 1-0. 88 on the outer edge. 1-1. Larry Vanover and Brian O'Nora and Doug Eddings, they and Brian Walsh, they all are looked upon as lowly rated, but they're not infamous like these other guys. The 1-1, inside 2-1. But I'd say if you ask most of the baseball guys today who the worst is, most of them are going to quickly tell you CB Buckner, but Laz Diaz can hold his own with terribleness. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, dribbled up the middle, grabbed by Arcia. He'll fire it over to first, and he makes up for the wide throw a second ago. It's going to be a 6-3 rally killing double play. That's why when we talked about this, I think it was last night or the night before, but this is the same crew that was set to do the Mets series. And when we sat down Tuesday night to give the call, my first take was, well, thank God we won't see Laz Diaz because he was not set to call that series. He was going to be the fourth man in the rotation in a 3-game series. First pitch to Morton is high and outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, lifted back foul, 1-1. But Major League Baseball did something they don't normally do, which is keep one crew in a city for back-to-back series because of the hurricane. The 1-1 swung on, lifted down the line, fouling out of play, 1-2. And the only thing that came to my mind when I saw that, the first thing it was, oh, Laz Diaz is calling Sunday's game. What if we have to win to stay in and we're getting just hosed? The 1-2 up top, grabbed the zone, didn't get the call, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. He is infamously known for low strike zone and a wide strike zone. So you can bet your bottom dollar that's where it'll be today. The 2-2. Just like that, low and wide strike 3. That'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash. Laz Diaz eating onions when we come back.
All right, Carter, you got 25.87.
Not for long. I make bad financial decisions.
I saw a post on Facebook just now that said, go laugh in the places that you've cried. So I'm sitting here in the parking lot of a Shell station, and I'm realizing that life may be chewing me up and me out, but I am built like a piece of corn, and I will persevere.
I'm 36 years old, I've got flabby arm and pelican neck, and all my house plants are dead, and no one loves me. But what difference does that make anyway, because everything in my life sucks?
In 1985, Carlton Fisk, still one of the premier catchers in the game, became a free agent. He strangely received only one offer and eventually re-signed with Chicago. In 1987, Andre Dawson, the Montreal Expos star slugger, tried free agency too. No one wanted him. Jack Morris, the winningest pitcher in baseball during the 80s, filed for free agency that same year. He received no offers and was forced to re-sign with the Tigers.
The owners got together in 1985 and decided to form a conspiracy under which they would break the free agent market by agreeing that no team would ever make an offer to a free agent. It was in violation of their contractual commitment. All 26 owners had signed a contract which said no club shall act in concert with any other club with respect to free agents. And they formed a conspiracy, and it included all 26 owners, general managers, club officials, 3 league presidents, several commissioners, all had to be involved and were involved in violating their contractual commitment. And it worked.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Yes, James, our magic number is 1. We win today, we're in. If Arizona loses today, we're in. They are currently trailing 1-0. We trail 3-0. First pitch on the way is up inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Now, you could argue San Diego's not motivated to beat Arizona because though they're the division rivals, San Diego knows the 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. That if Arizona wins and Atlanta loses, there will be games played tomorrow. And San Diego is going to play one of those teams on Tuesday. The 1-1, right down on the outer edge, 1-2. I just hope that they're not thinking it that way, that they're just out there competing and trying to win and spoil their division rivals. The 1-2, swung on, fouled down the line. Will it stay in play? It will. Lazy fly ball into foul territory. F3, 1 down. More of the same, though. You see this. I mean, this is year after year with Snickers Braves. They do not play well in day games. 1 down offensively. They usually end up having to score runs late if they do win on Sundays. It's been like that for about 6-7 years now. First pitch to Laureano is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 94 blew it right by him. 0-2. Now, this is the first time the Braves batters have seen Marsh. The second time through the lineup should give an indication what we're going to see today. The 0-2. They said he went around. First base umpire Mike Estabrook rang him up 2 away. Yeah, I think he did on that one. So 2 down. Sean Murphy, your batter. First pitch, swing, pops it up. Back out of play, it's 0-1. If we lose and the Diamondbacks lose, the game doesn't matter for us tomorrow if it has to be played. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. The magic number for the Atlanta Braves, once again, is 1, and that is only between the Braves and the Diamondbacks. And here's why. Let's say the 1-1 pitch misses high, 2-1. Let's say Atlanta wins. Doesn't matter what the Diamondbacks do. They can't catch us and pass us, and we have the tiebreaker on them. If Arizona loses, the 2-1, swung on, pops it up, can of corn. I mean, that's all they've done today. Another can of corn. The cupboard's full. We'll be back in a flash. We'll finish that thought when we come back. 3-0 heading to the third.
It's just a long string of very bad luck. And I don't know what kind of carnage I inflicted in a past life to deserve it. I must have been Dracula or a spin instructor.
They make jokes about you drinking, like I make jokes about Ed. Can I?
That's may I.
May, excuse me.
You were dangling a participle, and I just wanted to...
Well, I'll wear a long coat and nobody will notice it.
So you mean to tell me that I'm nobody's TikTok crush? Whatever, I don't care.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Over a period of 3 years, 1985, 6, and 7, and possibly into 1988, they managed to have a airtight conspiracy.
The union took the case to arbitrators, and after thousands of hours of testimony, Major League Baseball was found guilty of collusion. The conspiracy was broken, and the owners had to pay the players $280 million in lost wages.
Braves Country Radio, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. So a magic number means you just need either a win or the team who's chasing you a loss. So it's that clear cut. First pitch on the way is a curveball from Morton to Pham first strike. It's 0-1. He's 1 for 1 with a double. So it only applies to the Diamondbacks and the Braves when we're talking about our magic number. Mets have nothing to do with this at this point. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2. If the Braves win, we're in. If the Diamondbacks lose, we're in. You don't need a combination. You just need one or the other. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. But if the Diamondbacks were to win and the Braves were to lose, then we would have to play tomorrow's game because is the 1-2 swung on, chopped in front of the mound. Actually, more in front of the plate, jumping on it is Smurf. He'll flip it down to first, 1 away. So the way it sets up right now, because of all the tiebreakers, it's really weird circumstances in the uneven schedule, so I get the confusion. But bottom line, if we win, we're in. Bottom line, if Arizona wins, they're in. But we could still have to play tomorrow because the Mets in Arizona could not be decided yet. The 0-1 swings it back, 0-2. First pitch on the way, swings it back, it's 0-1. If the Diamondbacks lose and the Mets win, there's nothing tomorrow. There's no games. It's over. The 0-1, right down the pipe, 0-2. Now, that's the odd thing about it. Because if you look at it, we are currently 1 loss in front of New York, 2 in front of Arizona. The 0-2 pitch, swing, slaps it back, foul, we'll do it again. If the Braves and Mets have to play that doubleheader, and let's say the Mets come in with 72 losses, and we come in with 71 losses, and Arizona's sitting there at 73 as the 0-2 swung on back up the middle. Chopped off the mound, a high hopper off the mound. Right into the glove of Ozzie. He'll flip it to first, 2 away. And without the visual, it's harder to explain, but the short of it is, right now, Atlanta 71 wins, New York 72, Arizona 73. If it turns into a 3-way tie, Braves and Mets go. Arizona stays home. The only way Arizona wins is if there's still a chance for first pitch is 89 miles an hour right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Massey, the batter, last time up, he ripped one over the wall for a 3-run home run. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. But it'll be easier to explain as we get closer to the end of this game because we'll have an idea of who's winning and who's losing those ball games and where we are. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul, 1-2. But what you really need to know right now is we need a win or an Arizona loss and we're in. If we have to play tomorrow, there is a chance that we could lose the doubleheader. And if Arizona won today and the Mets sweep us, the Mets and the Arizona goes. The 1-2 swing rips it over towards first, backhanded by Olsen. He'll flip it to Charlie covering the base, and that'll end the inning. 3-1 on the putout, 1-2-3. Charlie's starting to calm it down. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. As soon as my direct deposit hit, my taste buds be allergic to everything that's in my refrigerator.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
So I wanted to tell y'all this because I thought it was comical, so I was wanting to see if somebody else thought it was funny. My child come home and was like, Mom, you want to see all my Valentines? I was like, yeah, cool, bring them to me. So, of course, they were just normal Valentines, but one of them had actual, like, kids writing on it, and it was a decent little amount of writing. So I read it, and I was like, did this little girl leave this note for anybody else, or was it just for you? He was like, no, I was the only one that got that note. It says, Happy Valentine's Day to the person who has seen the best and the worst of me and didn't run away screaming. So, mind you, my child is about to turn 10. So these are fourth graders. What does she mean by that? He said, I don't know, Mama. She just sits there and stares at me all day. I was like, well, have you told her to stop? He was like, many of times.
In the 1988 World Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers were the decided underdogs against a resurgent Oakland Athletics. The Dodgers' best hitter, Kirk Gibson, was injured and not expected to play. In the first game, in the bottom of the ninth, with 2 outs and 1 man on, and Oakland leading 4-3, their ace reliever Dennis Eckersley on the mound, Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda called to the clubhouse to see if Gibson could possibly pinch hit.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Urshela is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Still 1-0 in Milwaukee. Mets lead as they are heading to the, looks like the bottom of the third. The 0-1 right there, first strike, 0-2. It is 1-0 in Arizona, top of the fourth. San Diego batting. The 0-2, swing, chops it down the line. We'll do it again. Kicks and fires, the 0-2. That ball just got a piece of it. Gio Urshela, Orlando Arce, and then Michael Harris II due up. Looks like the foul tip must have gotten a piece of the catcher, Furman. Pitch on the way, misses outside, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Urshela batting .247 on the year, 8 home runs, 50 RBI. The pitch, 96, just misses high and wide, 2-2. Braves nothing, Royals 3. The 2-2. Check swing foul behind home plate. We'll do it again. The 2-2 to Babyface. Swing, rips it down the left field line. Going. Gone, baby. How about that? Mr. Gio Urshela cuts into the lead. His 9th home run of the year. A hanger and a banger down the left field line. Hater, let's wake those bats up, Braves country. Hanging curveball that right in his wheelhouse. Just hooked over into the bullpen. First pitch on the way to Arce is off the plate, called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. What you would call Laz Diaz back in the day is a pitcher's umpire. Nowadays, with all the analytics that can track these guys, he's just called a bad one. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul off his instep. Arcia hopping around. 1-2. Appears to be okay. 1-2 count. Got him right on the back foot, on the toe, it looks like. Royals 3, Braves 1. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Standing on deck is Michael Harris II. You're just joining us, a 3-run home run. In the first inning is the 2-2 inside, full count. By Massey, made it 3-0. Charlie Morton has appeared to have settled down, and now a solo shot by babyface Gio makes it 3-1. Braves still trying to cut into that lead here in the bottom of the third. Still a long way to go. The payoff pitch. Swung on, chops it over towards third. Going to have to hurry barehanded by Michael Garcia, and that's going to be an infield single. You don't get that every day by Orlando Arcia later. Well, he'll Arcia later running down the line. We know his speed isn't great, but he was hustling. Got to give him credit on that. We've seen a lot of Cadillacing out of Arcia this summer, but he was busting it down the line on that one. Couldn't have rolled it out there any better. Michael Harris II, 1 for 1. Slapped one to left field his first time up. This one's drilled down the right field line, but plenty foul. It's 0-1. Got a good read on that one, just couldn't keep it straight. The 0-1. Swing, rips it over towards second. It's going to be a tough play. They're going to take the easy play over to first, so Arcia will make it down to second into scoring position, and a single could cut this to a 1-run lead. Probably a smart play by the second baseman, Massey. If he tries to get the play over at second, it's going to be a close one. And in all likelihood, you would have had runners on first and second, nobody out. Ozzie Albies stands in. First pitch, he hits it over to third. That's not how you get him home. Easy 5-3 put out. 2 down. He did that last night, remember? First 2 at bats, he had 2 pitches that he swung at. 2 pitches and 2 outs for Ozzie so far again. So Marcell Ozuna will now have to get a base hit here with 2 outs to try to get Arcia home. Of course, we're hoping that Tui at third base coach would be a little more aggressive today. First pitch, outside wide, 1-0. So 1-0 count. Yeah, Ozzie's never really been a guy that works the count. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. But I think some of it may have to do with the fact that now, you know, we're paying more attention now because the offense is so bad. Is the pitch on the way? Well, that'll end the inning. So just like that, the Atlanta Braves will go to break. We're down by 2, back in a flash.
Why does it take longer to say www than it does to say World Wide Web? I object, Your Honor. Sorry, I just want to rephrase my question. Why does it take longer to say the abbreviated www than it does to say the not abbreviated World Wide Web? I object again, Your Honor, and I move to strike. Listen, aren't acronyms supposed to shorten our phrases, not make them 3 times the syllables? What is going on with W? And why is it the only letter in our alphabet with a word in it?
How'd you end up at the kids' table? We couldn't find the leaf to expand the dining room table. Is it true you had a cooked turkey delivered?
Look, cooking a turkey is a point of pride for me, but once I realized that I've never been proud of a turkey I've made, I figured it's time for a lineup change.
And how was the turkey?
Dry.
You had multiple uniform changes throughout dinner. Billed wine and myself celebrating a touchdown. You were watching football during dinner? I'm sitting at the kids' table. What'd you do with your extra 6 hours?
I did make my own cranberry sauce, which didn't get touched.
There are some reports about heavy heartburn. Yeah, I don't think it's very ideal to be eating such a heavy meal sitting in a position where your knees are next to your ears.
I'm in the corner of the Dodger dugout anticipating that I'll be doing a losing interview. I'm standing just in front of the runway, and I can see Ben Hines, the Dodger batting coach, being dispatched by Lasorda into the clubhouse to check on Gibson. Then I can hear Gibson taking practice swings with a ball being placed by a bat boy on the tee and Gibson hitting into a net, and I can hear the grunts of pain coming from Gibson with every swing. Thwack! Thwack! And I'm thinking to myself, gee, if this guy is going to drag himself out here and hit, we've really got the stuff of legend. And Hines comes walking back, and like in a B movie.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Charlie Morton going back to work. So to clean that up, because it happened so quickly, and the video kind of zapped right there, as the first pitch is a swing and a miss strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1 from Charlie. The ball got away from the catcher, and he fired it down to third because Arcia, for some unknown reason, was believing in his speed and got thrown out at third by a mile. With 2 outs, the 1-1, down and away, called for a strike, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. That pitch is nowhere near the zone. 2-2. My video had clipped out and I couldn't figure out what had gone on, so we went to break, and then I saw the replay immediately. The 2-2. Down and away, 3-2. So they've gotten ahead in the count, and now they're playing with their food, throwing curveball after curveball after curveball to Gurriel, and he's spitting on it. So now back to a full count. The pitch swung on, ripped down the left field line, but foul. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch swung on, chopped over towards short. Arcia's got it, fires it across. Bad throw, but a good pick by Olsen. Went away. 6-3 on the putout. That was dangerously close to heading towards the dugout, but a great pick by Olsen. He had to bend to against his glove side at the knees and scoop it out on a one-hopper, short hopper. First pitch on the way, misses for a ball. It's 1-0, the 1-0. Down below the knees. That one's called for a strike. Go figure, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Brings it. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, coming in. Money Mike calling off Arcia, 2 away. Braves got out to a 3-0 deficit early on, but have chipped away. It is now 1-1 in Arizona. So we'll change that here in 1 second. And it's 2-0 in Milwaukee. So that neither one of those are trending in the right direction. First pitch on the way from Morton to Renfroe is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and blasted. Deep into the day. Past the bullpen. And Renfroe just shoved it right down Charlie Morton's throat. It's 4-1. That ball got way too much of the plate. 399 feet. Now you wonder how much longer they'll stick with him. You're not going to blow up the bullpen, mainly because you know that you'd have to play tomorrow if you don't win this one or Arizona doesn't lose. Arizona's now taking a 2-1 lead. So it looks like San Diego's starting to just kind of mail it in. So we're going to have to win this one if we don't want to worry about tomorrow. First pitch from Morton to Furman is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, foul back. 0-2. Oh, 2 count. It is now 3-1 in Arizona. We'll wait till that ends before we update that nonsense. The 0-2 swung on, foul back out of play. We'll do it again. Arizona is sticking with Martin Perez, and he's getting slapped around like a rag doll. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. That doesn't make you dislike the San Diego manager more, Mike Schilt. He was the manager at St. Louis when they whined about the tomahawk chop in 2019 and eliminated the chop in the crowd for almost 3 years. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, pops it up high in the sky. Lazy fly ball to right field, and that'll end the inning, but not before Charlie Morton coughs up another run. We got to get some runs, Braves country. The heart of the order's coming to the plate.
Some people need to learn how to go camping out in the mountains and not the left lane.
What are you doing there? I'm eating. I can see that. You're doing it wrong. What are you talking about? You almost finished your peas there. And you ain't even started that other, what do you call it? Zucchini? Yeah, whatever. I was going to eat the zucchini after I finished the peas. Then when are you going to get to the turkey? After the zucchini. That's dumb. You're supposed to eat a little of the peas, then a little bit of the cuisine. Zucchini. Whatever. And you take a little of the turkey there. So you get a good mixture there. That's what you call a balanced meal.
The feeling not just of exhilaration, but of utter surprise that engulfed that dugout when he made contact. The looks players exchanged, and then the spontaneous outpouring of emotion and this release of tension as he made his way around the bases was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in baseball.
And look who's coming up. 4-3 A's, 2 out, 9th inning. You talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. You know, complaining about the fact that with the left knee bothering him, he can't push off. Well, now he can't push off and he can't land. So the Dodgers trying to catch lightning right now.
And he's staying on an outside corner. He's not going to give him a ball to pull. With Davis, he just missed, but here's 2 quick strikes, both fastballs that kind of tail away the outside part. Hasse is not even flirted with the inside part of that plate.
Sachs waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
It was Gibson's only at-bat in the series, but the inspired Dodgers went on to beat the stunned A's in 5 games.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Tara's asking about, Schilt and his Cardinals whined about the tomahawk chop, and that's why they took it away. You remember they took it away in Game 5 of the 2019 NLDS, and the place was like a morgue, and the Braves ended up giving up 10 runs in the first inning, but before that, you could just feel like there was no vibe in that stadium. First pitch on the way to Ozuna's down the way for a ball. It's 1-0. And he did a few other things, but anyways, I'm not a big Schilt fan because of it. The 1-0, outside wide, well wide of the plate, 1-1. They finally took Martin Perez out, but they're down 6-1. San Diego is, and I honestly think Schilt doesn't want to beat Arizona today. To be honest, the 1-1 swung on, pops it up, lazy fly ball into right field. F9 your scorecard, 1 down. But because of that, they did not have the before that they were putting tomahawk, the little foam tomahawks in the seats during the playoffs for the Braves, and they went and took them all out of the seats that day. They were ordered by the Braves organization. Singer, first pitch on the way to Olsen is a sinker up top and misses high. It's 1-0. So we lose that game. That was the famous Fultonevich game. Is the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And everyone still to this day believes that, and he should have, that Soroka should have pitched that game. But anyways, Braves did not bring it back until it became very popular late in the 2021 season, and people were just buying them in the gift shop. So they went away from just not doing the chop to basically now they don't. At one point they wouldn't play the chop in the stadium. Now there's not as big of a push against it. The 1-2, ripped down the line, foul. Do it again. So that, like I said, that lasted 2019 season. Then you got to remember 2020, there was the pandemic. There weren't very many people in the stadium. And then 2021, there was a lot of that nonsense going on in pop culture. So they didn't start the season with it. The 1-2, lifted high, down the line, out of play. We'll do it again. Of course, that's the same year that they took the All-Star game away from Atlanta because of the nonsense that was going on in the political world. And it wasn't until late 2021 they brought the chop back because they just realized it was a stupid thing to do. The 1-2, inside that almost got Olsen. 2-2. As far as the hat goes that Tara's asking about, Major League Baseball outlawed the hat because they don't sell it. The 2-2, inside that one, did get him on the hand. Olsen is ticked off, and rightfully so, shaking his hand. Hopefully he's okay. He's got that look of someone who may not be okay. I'll just put it that way. Don't want to jinx anything. He's looking at his hand right now. I think it got his right hand, if I'm looking at that correctly, so it's going to be his glove hand. Right on the outer wrist. But he appears to be okay. They're not going out there to check on him. Let's hope he is. First pitch on the way is a check swing foul to Soler. It's 0-1. But with that big hat, and I liked it too, but you guys realize the guy that was making that didn't have MLB rights. So he had not paid for the right to put a Braves logo on that big cushion type hat. I liked it too, but he was making it for a lot of teams. But the reason why you don't see them as much is because they won't let. Trying to see Laz Diaz stopping play. Are they checking for catcher interference maybe? It's the only thing I can think of. I believe that's what we're looking at here. That's the only thing that could have happened there on that check swing. They got the side view up now. Oh, yeah. That should be catcher interference. He stuck his glove out, and Soler touched the glove. And I thought I'd seen Soler, but they changed the camera about 9 different angles, didn't focus on it. But Soler immediately looked back to Diaz, said, what the hell was that? So we'll see what the call is here. Right now we got 1 on, 1 out. The call's coming back. And he did touch it, so Soler will head down to first. So that's what I thought I saw. So we've got runners on first and second now. 1 out. They're heading to the 5th. It's still 6-1 in the desert. First pitch on the way to Ramon Laureano is off the plate wide. It's 1-0. Second time through the lineup for the Braves with Marsh. Remember, they'd never seen him before. So hopefully we get better at bats this time around. The 1-0. Swung on, chops it foul. Curveball, 1-1. Standing on deck is Murphy. Gio Urshela is in the hole. You'd love to at least clip away and get 1, maybe even 2 runs back here. The 1-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Runners on first and second. Marsh, 57th pitch of the day. Brings it. Swung on and dribbled up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. Here comes the runner. He'll come around to score. And your Atlanta Braves have cut this lead to 2. 4-2. Olsen flying around third. Don't even think about a stop sign, Dewey. Worm burner just past the diving glove of Bobby Witt Jr. And it's 4-2. We've got runners on the corners now, so a fly ball could cut this to a 1-run lead. Sean Murphy, the batter, first pitch, right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Huge hole on the right side. If he just check swings it over there, it's going to score a run and maybe get through the hole. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Going for the downs. It's 0-2. Murphy will use his timeout. He's just hit into so many double plays. You just want him to keep the ball in the air. If he would hit to the center of the field, the 0-2 outside wide, 1-2. Remember, we bailed out Marsh last inning, the bad base running decision by Arcia. So they're starting to put cracks in this armor. The 1-2, righty, brings it. Outside, man, did he swing at that one. That one was like pitch out territory. Fouls it back, we'll do it again. Murphy hit a home run the other night, his only hit of the night, but it was a hanging breaking ball, and I'm sure they went over that in the game plan with Marsh. The 1-2, swung on, chops it over to third. Here it comes home, and he'll be out. Soler is out. Runners on first and second now. 2 down. Little surprised he didn't try to turn the double play with Murphy running. We might have gotten bailed. Oh, I see what happened there. The runner, Laureano, had actually taken off on the play, so he had no chance at the double play. Soler should have stopped where he was. He just assumed that he was going to go to first. So, First and second, Gio Urshela chops one in front of the plate. Foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. That's just another bad base running mistake by the Braves. At that point, too, he's got to be telling him to hold because he can see the whole field. The 0-1. Swung on, fouls it back 0-2. I'm not going to put that all on Tuiasosopo. Soler owns some of the blame there, too, but you got to be standing in front of him saying, no, don't do it. Stay. The 0-2. Maybe Urshela can bail him out. Swing and a miss. He cannot, and that'll end the inning. Braves get the run back, but still trail by 2. We head to the 5th here in Atlanta.
Why do Americans not use an electric kettle?
I'll tell you why Americans don't use an electric kettle. Wait, can I say this as a British person? Yeah, because they're too busy throwing the tea in the arbour.
And pedicure?
Yeah, the boys get pedicure.
Not this boy. Not this one right here.
Dang. So I'm inviting you on a date, but we could go get our feet done. And you turn it down?
No, Ma, look. You know listen. You know I love spending time with you, right? I do. And you know I love spending time with you, right?
Okay.
So, and you know I would never turn down a free opportunity to spend with my mama, but a pedicure? Like, they got arcades. We could go to an arcade and see a movie.
But no, I'm not understanding what's wrong with you and your feet.
Why would I get my feet touched by another person?
Hey.
I barely touch my own feet.
Hey, I met Chicken Guy, and I met Guy Fieri's place, or Fieri. You know, it depends on how you spell it and how you say it. But swear to God, 2 chicken sandwiches, 2 waters, $70. This guy. Oh, by the way, you want sauces on your thing? They're $1 a piece. You, Guy.
It was unreal. It was just happening.
All of a sudden, after the All-Star game, we won 10 in a row. So that was like a miracle. That's when we knew we really had a chance to really win this thing.
Suddenly, Boston found themselves in the middle of a pennant race, one for the ages, with 4 teams vying for the American League flag. Boston, Chicago, Detroit, and the Minnesota Twins.
We had radios going on in the locker rooms trying to pick up games of which team is doing what. Boy, there was a lot of scoreboard watching going on during the course of the season.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way is ripped down the left field line. Foul. It's 0-1. Garcia, the batter, he'll be followed by Isbell, and then the top of the order, Tommy Pham, the 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul, 0-2. Charlie Morton, 67 pitches in. Looks like Grant Holmes is warming up. So we'll see how much longer his leash is. The 0-2 from Charlie. Curveball down and away, 1-2. Tried to give him to the chase. Braves 2, Royals 4. Mets, by the way, are leading 3-0 over Milwaukee. And they got the bases loaded in the 5th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 away. One down, and Isbell, the left-handed center fielder, is the batter. First pitch from Charlie is a curveball down and away. It's 1-0. Still 6-1 in Arizona. So the scores are not going our way per se. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. But if we take care of our own, it doesn't really matter. 1-1 count. Morton steps off the rubber for a second. Winds and fires. Curveball slaps the edge, 1-2. The 1-2 from Charlie. Fastball misses high. Well high. 2-2. Charlie Morton, 3 strikeouts on the day. 4 earned runs, 1 walk. 5 hits allowed, the 2-2. In the dirt. Now it's 3-2. So they keep... Murphy has called these curveballs time after time after time after 2 strikes. And he continues to get behind in the count afterwards. The payoff pitch. Curveball misses inside. Did he go around? They said he did not. So now they've walked a batter that they were up on. It'll be Charlie Morton's Snicker. Oh, Snicker's going to go ahead and come out now. Good to see that. Snicker's going to go get Grant Holmes. I'm a little surprised just knowing the way we've done it, but he's going to go ahead and try to keep us in this game. When we come back, Grant Holmes is coming out of the pen.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Welcome back. Grant Holmes, a.k.a. Kenny Powers. Stands on the hill, doing his final warm-up tosses. So if the scores stand as they are right now, the Braves would need to win just one game tomorrow. If they win them both, it eliminates the Mets. If the Mets win them both, it eliminates the Braves. A split eliminates the Diamondbacks. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball outside wide. It's 0-1. But hopefully we can come back here and it's a non-issue. I mean, I don't know why the Braves and Mets just don't have a conversation pregame. Go, hey, you give us game one, we'll give you game two. Let's call it a day. The 0-1 hit high in the sky down the right field line, making the catch is Soler. He'll fire it down to first, try to catch the runner sleeping, but he just got back in time to away. I mean, come on now. Someone's got to do a backdoor deal over a warm glass of bourbon tonight. The Braves and the Mets on the phone going, all right, here's the deal, man. We're going to shove Schwellenbach at you game one. You take a dive. Then we're going to send out, I don't know, just can we bring Colin McHugh back out of the out of retirement? First pitch on the way is a ball, misses outside. It's 1-0. Arizona's just made it 7-1, by the way. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. A 1-1 count. Holmes comes set. Kicks and fires. Right there at the knees. 2-1. So if you're the Mets, how you could play it is the Braves will probably start Schwellenbach on the game one. The 2-1 in the dirt 2-2. And whoever the best Mets pitcher that's available, you save him for game 2. Because if you won, you can sit him and wait for the playoffs. If you lose, the Braves aren't going to start sailing game 2. The 3-1, swung on, chopped over to third, scooped up by Gio, fires it across the diamond, babyface to Ice House, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves got to cut it back into, it's a 2-run lead. The top of the order due up after Arcia.
To anybody that's been mean to me, if you're having a hard time in life, good.
I learned a lesson. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing.
I'm not too sure why I'm about to tell the internet this, but I'm hoping I can save other people from doing the same exact thing. I was having a sugar attack, so I thought, well, let me go on down there to the Piggly Wiggly, and I did, right? Well, I wanted some ice cream. Okay, peanut butter flavor. See, look at it. It's got a little pretzel sticking up out the thing. It smells just like peanut butter. And I get home because I'm ready for the ice cream, right? I get it out the box. I pop the top off of it, and I ate the whole thing because it was delicious. I thought this just, for children, little children. Human little children. No, not at all, actually. I got scammed because right here in little bitty letters it says dog treat. And I ate the whole thing.
In 1869, Harry Wright, manager and outfielder for the Cincinnati Red Stockings, made 7 times the average working man's wage. In 1976, 107 years later, a ball player still made just 8 times a working man's salary. By 1994, the average major league salary would be nearly 50 times that of ordinary Americans.
The big difference now that players get so much is that it has distanced them from us. It was a blue-collar sport, and people in the stands could look at these people playing ball and think of them as workers because they were getting paid workers' salaries. And this perpetuated the illusion that with a little luck that could be me out there. The sense of we between fans and players was very strong in those days, and players stayed on a lot longer with the team, so they were familiars, like someone who worked in the same office with you almost. And all that is gone. It's quite different now.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to RC is chopped over to third. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Braves trail by 2 runs. That'll bring the top of the order back up. Michael Harris II. Righty-lefty matchup. Marsh, by the way, is at 66 pitches. First pitch from Marsh is a curveball on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Harris singled in the first and stole a base. The 0-1 chopped over towards third. Broken bat, but it's going to roll foul. Man, if that stays fair, that would have been a base hit for sure. Just rolled foul. No help out west. San Diego is getting clobbered. 7-1 in the 6th. So as Harris retrieves the bat, overcast day here in Atlanta, Georgia. Everyone's still cleaning up the mess of Hurricane Helene. Harris climbs back into the box. The 0-2 to Michael. Swung on. That ball swatted into left field. That's down for a base hit. That's almost an exact reenactment of his first at bat, where he got a bender on the outer part of the plate, and as opposed to trying to pull it, he just shot it the other way. Man, if he starts to do that on the regular, he's going to be a hard out. One on, 1 out. Ozzie Albies takes the first pitch right there for a Strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide. 1-1. Marsh looks back Harris over at first. The 1-1 pitch up top. Fastball. One and two. So 1-2. Swing, swats it down the line. Braves 2, Royals 4. Pitch to Ozzie. Misses outside wide, 1-2. Or 2-2, excuse me. 2-2 to Ozzie. Marsh at 74 pitches. Don't know what his pitch count would be. Don't believe he's in their plans for the wild card series. It's the 2-2. Swatted back foul will do it again. Harris leading off of first. The 2-2 pitch. Marsh comes set. Looks in. Brings it. That ball's going to be banged down the third base line. It's going to be an easy 5-4 put out, but with Ozzie's speed, he makes it down to first, 2 away. Atlanta Braves, looking at the scoreboard, the Mets are up 5-0 now. So it's really not going well anywhere on the scoreboard. So we've got to win this game. Marcell Ozuna is the batter. First pitch to Ozuna as they come set. Runner on first, 2 outs. Marsh, 77th pitch of the night. First pitch on the way to Marcell. Ozzie leading off. Brings it, swung on, pops it up. Shallow right field. Making the catch is Renfroe, and that'll end the inning. Grant Holmes will go back to work. Braves still trail by 2. We're heading to the 6th inning.
No meat, just eggs.
Yep, with sliced apple.
How do you like your eggs?
Hatched.
What?
You want them scrambled?
Scrambled, yeah.
Did he say hatched?
No.
And the sky is the limit for baseball salaries. The highest paid player of the week is now Roger Clemens of Boston. 5 years, $7.5 million.
Dwight Gooden has something to celebrate as well after receiving plenty of money from the New York Mets. In fact, the right-hander became the highest paid player in the big leagues after he signed a 3-year, $6.7 million contract.
Brian Sandberg is calling Chicago the city with big pockets. The Cubs' great second baseman has signed the biggest contract ever in baseball. he could make about $7 million a year.
What in the knuckles is this?
She's my girlfriend, you intolerant.
Whoa! Pump the hate brakes, Fox and Friends. I'm just surprised anyone would date you.
Kids today, they go, how much is your baseball card worth? And I'm going, a plug nickel, son, a plug nickel. I'm saying be your own person. Do not collect baseball cards. It will be the ruination of you. Maybe you'll learn economics a little bit or you'll learn what value is, but you're being an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur takes something of no value and makes money on it. And I do not believe in that in the kids. I teach them right off the bat. Learn the game. Do not look at Youppi. Do not look at the chicken. Do not look at that. Look at the ground ball. Field it cleanly with both hands. Be as smooth as silk. You know, make the nice throw to second. Have the nice breaking curveball. Subtract on the changeup. See the ball and hit it. Don't associate with the other things of the game. It will eventually bring you down, eat you up, and spit you out.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Grant Holmes will go back to work. Righty-lefty matchup. Massey, the batter, he's the one that hit the 3-run shot in the first inning. First pitch on the way. 94 outside wide. It's 1-0. The Padres have scored a second run, so it's 7-2. 1-0 down and in. 2-0. And Arias was getting hugs in the dugout. I'm not sure why. So that tells you right there they don't care about the score. He's getting hugs. Down 7-2. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. So I think we're on our own out here, guys. We're going to have to win this game. Because they are hugging him like he took his final at bat of his career. I don't know if he did something or just the 2-1. Swung on. Pops it up. Man, that ball's going to draw rain. Here, finally, the catch is made by Harris. I mean, he was sitting back there smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, waiting for that thing to come down. Good Lord. One away. That is what they call a major league pop fly. Yuri Gurriel will now be the batter. First pitch. Swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. You got to figure they're going to start benching some of their guys like Witt and whatnot soon because you got them there at bats. The last thing you want to do is get them injured as you're heading to the playoffs. I don't see an update yet on anyone who's been replaced. But you figure maybe the seventh inning you start seeing. So the Braves need just to keep the game close, and you never know. The 0-2 to Gurriel. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Slider got him. 2 away. I mean, everybody in that dugout has hugged Arias. I don't know what he... Maybe someone's been following what Luis Arias did that's so outstanding. He got on base with the base hit and came around to score for a run, but maybe he locked up the batting title is the only thing I can think of. First pitch on the way is a fastball on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 right there at the knees. 0-2. Mets lead at 5-0 now, and it's 7-2. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Chopped in front of the plate. We'll do it again. Middle of the Braves order will be due up in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Olsen, Soler, and Laureano. The 1-2. Swing, slots it back foul. We'll do it again. Braves 2, Kansas City 4. Still 4 more innings to go. So 2 runs. I mean, this offense can get into it. Just like to keep the Royals where they're at. The 1-2. Swing, pops it back foul. We'll do it again. Oh, is that all that was? Back-to-back 200 hits seasons? I mean, considering his OPS, it's really not that. I guess that was something back in the 80s, early 90s, but nowadays, not so much. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Ball gets away, but Murphy's got it. Flips it down to first, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Grant Holmes is doing his thing. We got to get some runs here, Braves country.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Mac Magee.
And I, we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
To join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac Magee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Matt Olson will lead us off. Olson, 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. So they will go to the bullpen as we thought. Carlos Hernandez comes in with a 3.49 ERA. Arizona is 7-2 out west. Mets 5-0 in Milwaukee. First pitch on the way to Olson is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there on the outer edge, 1-1. Olson sitting on 29 home runs and 98 RBI. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. One-two count. Kicks and fires. Inside 2-2. So the 2-2 brings it. Swing, slaps it back foul, 96 miles an hour. Fastball on the outer edge up top. Do it again. The 2-2 to Olson. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. It'll finally come down into the center fielder's glove. Isbell, one away. One down, and Jorge Soler, the batter, he's 0 for 1. First pitch to Jorge. Up top, misses high, 1-0. Peterson pitched today for the Mets. Quintana pitched yesterday for the Mets. And Minaya on Friday. The 1-0. Brings it. Misses high, 2-0. So that would leave Severino their big bullet left in their gun. And I would think he'll pitch game 1, but if they want to do it strategically, they would hold him for game 2, because if the Braves win game 1, the Braves will send out, I mean, there's no telling what kind of nonsense they'll put out there on the mound for game 2. The 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. But do you risk that if you're the Mets? So there's a lot going on there, because if you burn your bullet with, it would be an exact replay, the 2-1. Outer edge, missed the zone, but called for a strike because Laz Diaz is not good at umpiring to even count. And that pitch 2-3 inches off the plate. He is just, but it's on brand for Laz Diaz. It's really at this point not his fault. It's Major League Baseball's fault for employing him. The 2-2 outside wide, full count. Hernandez comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing. Chops it over to third. That'll be an easy 5-3 put out. 2 down. I would think the other starting pitcher is going to be Miguel, who's very hittable. And if the Braves really wanted to just punch their ticket and call it a night, if they start McGill in game 1, yeah, you could go Sale and go ahead and punch your ticket, but is that wise? First pitch on the way up high, misses, it's 1-0. If they go Severino, do you want to waste Sale on a game that you could lose? The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. So I think they'll be reacting to each other, but if you're the Mets, I'm holding Severino to the last game and putting out McGill and just try my luck, because if the Braves win that first game, they're going to put their backups in game 2. The 1-2 fouled back, will do it again. And Diamondback fans don't want to hear that, but it's the truth, and vice versa. If the Mets win the first game, they're going to put their backups in game 2. Yeah, it's sweet to knock out your division rival, but it's not smart to wear out your guys in a doubleheader the day before postseason begins. The 1-2 misses high, 2-2. Bug, if we lose this game, the Mets game has nothing to do with anything at this point. If Arizona wins, which they are winning, as you see on the screen, and the Braves lose, we're going to have to play tomorrow. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. You can look at it as if the Mets were to lose and then we win game 1, the Mets would be eliminated, I believe. Yeah. But the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Braves go quietly. We head to the 7th, trailing by only 2.
I'm finna tell y'all why y'all should never delete. Let me tell you why. One day I posted it and it had like 10 views in an hour. So I was kind of mad about that, but I went to sleep and I woke back up, and guess how many views I had? 11. That could be you, okay?
Would you like to take us fishing and tell us life lessons and stories about your childhood?
I got a better idea. Why don't you boys go dig a hole and I'll get another beer?
Someone didn't love you enough when you were little, did they?
Good call.
Tragic.
Little investment advice. Bip Roberts, 1986 rookie card, worth about $275. 20 years from now, who knows? 1,000, 2,000, might even go.
Bip, man, you were looking at Robin Roberts. Says here your card's worth 4 cents.
Yo, T. 4 cents if it's in excellent condition, but 10 cents if it's totally mint.
Dad, Mom says I have to remind you to behave yourself through the holidays.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Mom says you know how people are and you should just keep quiet and just be nice.
How come people don't remember how I am? How come they can't learn to shut the up and be nice in my house? Let's try that.
We have these unreasonable expectations of all baseball heroes. We want them to be good at life as well as good at baseball. If you think about it, it's unfair. It's hard enough to expect them to play baseball well. I'm convinced there is the same division in baseball that there is in life itself, of true heroes, of people of strong principle, of ordinary everyday people, of rogues, of weaklings. Pete Rose turned out to be extremely fallible.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Daysbel Hernandez coming on. Braves behind. They have to look at it realistic too on this end, is if they don't get any runs to help out the cause, you don't want to burn your best relievers in this game with a doubleheader starting tomorrow. So, and Daysbel Hernandez has had some big outs here recently, so no knock on Daysbel. First pitch on the way is a slider outside for a strike. It's 0-1. But you obviously don't want to burn Iglesias and Jimenez and whatnot if you're trailing in the game when you may have to play a doubleheader tomorrow. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 1-1. Or 0-2, excuse me. The 0-2 count. Infield is back into the left. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider. 1 away. One down. Infield will be back and shaded to the left for the right-handed bat of Freddie Furman. First pitch on the way, outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Royals catcher, 1 for 2 on the day. 87 up top, 1-1. Well, it looks like if we're going to win this thing, we're going to have to do it ourselves. As the 1-1 pitch right there at the knees, 1-2. It's now 8-2 in Arizona, bottom of the sixth. I'll tell you what, the way this season has gone, I kind of want to see these guys celebrate. The 1-2, swing and a miss, 2 away. I know you want to get in any way you can, but when they finally get to punch their ticket, I do believe they will, whether it's today or tomorrow. You want to see that jubilation on a team that has just been riddled with injuries all year long. Two down, and Garcia, the batter. 98 down and away. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there on the outer edge, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Down and away, 2-1. Hernandez brings the slider on the 2-1, and it misses down and away, 3-1. 3-1 count. Ball 4. That pitch was nowhere near the zone. As the Braves Rick Cranitz starts to look down his options on the bullpen. They don't want the game to get away either. That'll bring Isabel, the left-handed bat. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Isbell, 0 for 1 on the day. Fast-footed center fielder. Kicks and fires. Right there, 97 at the knees, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Hernandez comes set, brings it. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch, needing 2 runs to make a comeback. We'll be back in a flash, Braves Country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. I don't care if I ever get back, let me through.
You're in Braves country.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. So it's 8-2 in the desert, bad guys. It's 5-0 in Milwaukee, bad guys. And the good guys here are trailing by 2 as we head to the 7th. For Arizona to make the playoffs, they have to win today. The Braves to not win another game. Or for the Mets to get swept tomorrow. So that's it in a nutshell. And it looks like we're heading for a doubleheader tomorrow if all these scores stay the same. Now, if the Braves come back and win, we would still end up with that doubleheader, but it wouldn't matter to us. Possible doubleheader. Sean Murphy will lead us off. But come back winning, you're in, and then if we have to play tomorrow, who cares? We'll just put the kids out there and get ready for first round of the playoffs. Sean Murphy's 0 for 2. Fielder's choice. Bottom of the 7th we go. First pitch on the way from Hernandez. He's back out there for another inning. Is a 4-seam fastball. Outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on. Pops it back foul. 0-2. An 0-2 count. Brings it outside wide, 1-2. So I know there's been a lot of questions, but the gist of it now, if all these scores hold, the only way for Arizona to get in is for one as either Atlanta or New York to get swept tomorrow. The 1-2 fouled back. Slaps it up against the screen behind home plate. Any other result, any split, sends Arizona home and New York and the Mets off to separate cities in the playoffs. The 1-2, outside wide. Did he go around? He did not. Do it again. If the Braves were to come back and win, the only thing that would be up for air tomorrow would be seeding, but you're not going to worry that much about seeding when you can rest your guys. The 2-2 pitch swung on, chase that one off the plate. That'll be a lazy fly ball to center field. F8, 1 away. As it stands right now, Atlanta would go to play San Diego. The Mets would go face the Brewers. Let's say the Braves win today, but then the Mets go out there and they swept the doubleheader tomorrow. Then you would have, as the first pitch on the way, is a check swing foul. It's 0-1. Then the Braves would go play the Brewers, and the Mets would go play the Padres. And I think that's really picking your poison there because they're both two really good baseball teams. And Milwaukee's got arguably one of, if not the best top-to-bottom bullpen and staff in baseball. The 0-1's called for a strike on the outer edge, 0-2. But San Diego has got a good bullpen in their own right and an electric offense. The 0-2, swing, slaps it foul. Urshela homered in the third inning to make the score 3-1. Four to 2 your score, bottom of the seventh. Gio trying to find any way to get on. The pitch, outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2, swing, hit hard over there to short, but it's going to be a line drive, L6 in the scorecard, 2 away. Lando Arce will come to the plate. Tying run standing on deck. So a bloop and a blast gets us right back in this game. Bottom of the seventh, the first pitch. 97 right down the pipe, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 97 right by him. 0-2. Braves 2, Royals 4, bottom of the seventh, an 0-2 count. Arcia steps out. Looks like pretty much a packed house here at Truist Park. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. The 1-2 count, up top, misses high. Do it again. Yeah, with the night game yesterday and the day game today, you never see them go back to back on the catchers. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. And then tomorrow, if you do have to play that doubleheader, well, one catcher is going to catch one game, one catcher is going to catch the other. The payoff pitch to Arcia, high and out of the zone, ball 4. So Orlando works his way aboard, and Money Mike comes to the plate. They're going out there. Looks like they're getting the left-hander out of the pen. That'll be it for Hernandez. Looks like it'll be Zerpa coming in for the Royals. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves tying run at home plate when we return. Welcome back. Atlanta Braves got the tying run at home plate. Michael Harris II set to face the left-hander, Angel Zerpa. 6 foot, 220, 25-year-old. First pitch on the way, a hanging slider. It's 0-1. Bet Harris would like to have had another swat at that pitch. That thing was right in his wheelhouse. Zerpa, 3.91 ERA. 53 innings, 0-1. 97 outside wide, 1-1. He's got a 1.42 whip. 48 strikeouts. He's walked 10 in his last 28 innings. The 1-1. Check swing foul down the line. Just fouled. Man alive. Little bit to the right, and that's extra bases. That may have even scored a run. That was going to rattle around down there with where the ball boy is near the tarps. No, he doesn't run well, but Arcia would have had a chance of scoring on that one. The 1-2. Swung on, slaps it over to third. It's going to go to first. Hesitates, and that's going to be safe. He's going to be safe. Muddy Mike busted up down the line. The hesitation by Michael Garcia. A little surprised he didn't go to second. Harris beat it out. Arcia, I don't know, 3-4 steps away from the bag. Have to get another look on why he didn't go. Was the fielder not in place? He looked like he was in place. Ozzie Albies the batter. First pitch, hanging slider right there. First strike. It's 0-1. Ozzie Albies representing the go-ahead run. Tying run at second. Anything in the gap, I would think they would send Mike. The 0-1. Misses high, 1-1. Standing on deck, Marcell Ozuna. So you know he's going to get something to pitch. I doubt he's going to try to pitch around Ozzie Albies to get to Marcell. Though Ozzie does hit better left-handers from that right side. The 1-1. Check swing. Did he go around? They checked down the line. They said he did. 1-2. Mike Estabrook has rung everybody up. He did not go around. It was close, but he did not go around. He's been ringing everybody up on check swings today. The 1-2. Misses high, 2-2. 2-2 count. Got to defend the plate here. Make sure you put the ball in play. The 2-2. Swung on. Just got a piece of that. Dribbles it foul. Went in between the wickets. Behind Ozzie Albies. Do it again. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the seventh. The Braves trail by 2. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch. 4-2 your score. Outside wide ball 3. So now the runners will be on the go. And that's a huge advantage because anything that gets down could score 2. It may not even have to be a double to get Harris home if he gets a good enough lead, and they're not holding them on. So he's going to get a running start. The full count to Ozzie Albies. Zerpa comes set, the pitch. Swing, pops it up, high in the sky, into center field. Coming in, making the catch is Isbell, and that'll end the inning. Braves put a threat on, but couldn't come through. Ozzie just underneath that pitch. We'll be back in a flash.
One thing about me is that I will buy that coffee. I will. Do I need it? First off, watch your tone. Second off, not at all. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it, babe. I don't. Pockets empty, hearts full. Cheers to that, bucko.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Is It Allergies? Is it COVID? Is it my period? Or is this just how my body feels in my 30s?
One thing about me is that I will be having a Diet Coke. I will be having a Diet Coke. I will be enjoying this beverage. And I make my own money, so I spend how I like, and I spend it on Diet Coke sometimes, because that's what I want to do. And nothing grinds my gears more than whenever I'm sipping on my Diet Coke, and somebody's like, you know, that's just as bad for you as the regular thing. Oh my God. Oh my God, I did not know that I asked. I was not aware that I asked.
And to throw out the ceremonial first pitch, the roar for the Yankee Clipper, Joe DiMaggio. As Joe, Yankees of today still in awe of the Clipper as a player and as a man.
Pete Rose had played in 3,562 games, come to bat 14,035 times, and made 4,256 hits, more than any other man in all three categories. He had been a hero to two generations of baseball fans, Cincinnati's favorite citizen, so popular that a member of the city council once tried to get him declared a civic landmark to prevent his ever playing anywhere else. He seemed to be a throwback to some mythical earlier age of hit-and-run, hard-scrabble baseball, when players played for the pure joy of it.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. Tommy Pham is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Daysbel Hernandez back out there for another inning of work to face the top of the order this time. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away. Tell you what, Daysbel Hernandez, he did not get a lot of work during the season, but he's been impressive in most of his outings. He's had a hiccup here or there. Last year, he was having problems with his control, and he would come in and he would either just be lights out or you'd want to turn the lights out. First pitch on the way is 98 off the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Bobby Witt Jr., it's 0-2. Little surprised that they've actually left their starters out there, but I guess they're wanting to get them a full game in. You kind of run into that, the rust versus rest issue, and what if something terrible were to happen and Bobby Witt and slams into Massey chasing a ball? The 0-2 down and away, 1-2. The 1-2, check swing. Did he go around? They did not check down the line. Even count. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one in the dirt, 2 away. Daysbel Hernandez, by the way, 5 strikeouts. He's only thrown for 5 outs. And it looks like Dylan Lee could be ready to come in. That's it. Snicker's going to go get Dylan Lee, and he will face the left-handed bat of Massey. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Dylan Lee will come on to face the left-handed bat of Massey. Remember, he's the one that hit the home run. So they're not trying to fiddle around and give him a free swat at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball from a right-hander. So Dylan Lee will come in. Lee with a 2.16 ERA, 73 strikeouts in 50 appearances versus just 17 walks. Left-handers are actually batting .270 against him. Right-handers .197. First pitch on the way is right there for the strike down the way. It's 0-1. Of course, what we don't have in front of us with those stats, with just getting an appearance here and there, is who were those right-handers, who were those left-handers. The 0-1. 94 hit the outer edge. He doesn't get that call, but Laz Diaz has been calling wide strikes if you hit the barn all day long. Unbelievable. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul, 1-2. If Lee can get Massey here, it'll be interesting to see if they do put him in to face. I would think he would come back out for the ninth if the Braves are trailing. Of course, if we're leading or tied, it's a different story. The 1-2 from Lee. Swung on and rolled foul. We'll do it again. I know we were hoping for an Arizona loss today, but you got to realize they lost the first two games of that series. They've lost a lot of games here recently. And the Mets lost the first two games of their series. Sweeps are very difficult to come by in Major League Baseball against good teams. That's what we were looking at today for all three of these teams. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. They were set up outside, but 96 right in his kitchen got him swinging. We'll be back in a flash. The heart of the order, heading to the bottom of the eighth.
If you decide to go through your man's phone, don't go checking his text messages. Go to his bank app and send your ass some money. Stop being stupid.
I am starving. I haven't had lunch since yesterday.
Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can.
Dad, I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
You don't even know what I'm saying thank you for yet.
So?
So, you can't say you're welcome when you don't know what I'm thankful for.
There's a million reasons in your life you should be thankful. I'm probably responsible for half of them. And you never say you're thankful for anything unless your mother forces you to, so if you're going to give me this one, I'll take it blind.
I was going to say thank you for bringing home dinner for me last night.
I didn't.
What?
I brought your mother home dinner. She gave you some of hers.
Why didn't you buy me dinner too?
Because you said you had an FFA event from 4:30 to 7:30 and you were going to eat there. I'm not going to buy you dinner and leave it on the counter till 8 o'clock at night, princess, just in case you're hungry. If you're hungry when you get home, nuke something.
What?
Microwave it. Then you can be thankful you have a microwave. And electricity. And a house.
I feel gross, like I'm getting older, I'm gaining weight, like my neck's getting all disgusting. Like, this is where I could really use a compliment.
Your eyesight's good. But Pete Rose had a secret addiction, gambling. Some years he lost as much as $500,000. And some witnesses testified that he bet on baseball games in which his own team played. Rose denied it. I'd be willing to bet you, he said, if I was a betting man, that I have not bet on baseball.
I said yesterday on another network, I'm happy to look in the camera now and say I never bet on baseball, and I never bet on Cincinnati Red baseball.
His fans refused to believe the charges.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves trail by only 2, so a bloop and a blast will tie this. We got the guys coming to the plate to do just that. Ozuna steps to the plate. First pitch on the way to Marcel from the left-handed Zerpa is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Ozuna 0 for 3. He's one home run away. From hitting 40, the 1-1 up top, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Infield is back into the left. Zerpa, quick move to the plate after the timeout by Ozuna. Caught looking, strike 3. Ozuna, you got to pull the trigger on that, my guy. 1 away. I don't know if he was just thrown off by the quick release, but 2 strikes. We've seen that all year long with the Braves batters. 1 down, and Olsen steps in. First pitch, outside wide, 1-0. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Oh, 1-1, excuse me. See the question about Snicker. He's not going anywhere. I don't think he's announced a retirement or anything. So the 1-1, right down the pipe, 1-2. Win, lose, or draw. Unless he decides to retire, Brian Snicker will be your manager next year. (4-2) the score. The 1-2 to Olsen. Swing, chops it foul down the first base side. We'll do it again. Looks like he might have cracked his bat, so Matt will go grab a new stick. Braves trailed by 2. I'm sure they're well aware that the other 2 games are going in the wrong direction, so they need the win. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. They're in the 9th in Milwaukee. Mets are about to win. Brewers still have to come up to bat, but down 5-0. Take a miracle. The 2-2 swung on, hit up the middle. That's going to get through. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. He'll have to slam on the brakes. A few other runners on the team may have been able to stretch that into 2, but with Olsen's speed and not worth the risk, he took a long, wide turn. And Olsen stands on with the tying run standing at the plate in the form of Jorge Soler. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch to Jorge. Misses high, 1-0. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. The 1-0. Olsen leaning off of first. Zerpa brings it way inside, 2-0. On deck is Ramon. Smurf in the hole. Babyface would follow after that. The 2-0. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Came out of his shoes on that one. 2-1. Probably should have just let that one go. I think it fooled him a bit. He makes contact with that. That's probably a double play. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in. 3-1. So a 3-1 from Zerpa. Soler comes. Set. Here's the pitch. Below the knees, but called for a strike. He's been doing that all day long. Elias Diaz strike. Full count. Until Soler does not agree, and neither does the stat track. The payoff pitch. Swung on, chops it off his foot. That might have gotten a piece of the catcher Furman. Home plate umpire Diaz is tending to him, and he's calling for someone from the dugout to come check him out. Where'd that ball hit him? Looks like on the knee. He had padding there, but that doesn't always mean anything. Yeah, it hit him right on the knee pad on the left knee, but he went down like a shot. Could just be a stinger. They're helping him up, walking around. He's bent over at this point. And now kneeling down, so I know he's going to try to tough it out, but he may be worse for the wear. I don't think that they would want to put Salvador Perez in, considering the playoffs are on the way. But looking at their bench, there's no one designated as a catcher other than Perez. I don't know if they've got someone who's got catching experience, but I don't believe any. I know DeYoung, Frazier, Grossman, and Hampson are options. I don't know enough about Blanco to be able to make that call. Looks like he's going to be able to tough it out and stay in there. The full count to Soler. Runner at first, one out, the pitch. Inside, ball 4. So Soler will head down to first. Be interesting here. He represents the tying run. Will they pinch run for him? It looks like they're going to make another pitching change. Will they pinch run for him, or will they leave him in because he could possibly at bat in the bottom of the 9th? It's kind of a sticky situation. We'll find out when we come back. He's walking towards the dugout, but that might be just to get a little bit of Powerade. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Tell you what, Kansas City's putting their best foot forward. Schreiber's coming back into this game. We saw him last night, one inning, a scoreless inning. He's got 3.71 ERA, but his last 7 appearances, he's got a 0 ERA. We'll see how this plays out. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Ramon Laureano will be the batter. Schreiber, 6'2" right-hander out of Michigan, drafted by the Tigers in 2016 at a Northwest Ohio college. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is a sweeper. Looked to be a little low, but got the strike as always. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 1-1. Ramon Laureano, 1 for 3 on the day. Hit a worm burner up the middle. Eli White did come to pinch run, for Jorge Soler, the 1-1. Check swing foul, 1-2. Kind of an excuse me swing. He probably would have gotten that called a strike anyways. It was a touch in, but Diaz, he's got dinner plans or a flight to catch. Something's going on. The 1-2. Swing. Slaps it back. Foul down the line. Plenty foul. Do it again. Braves 2, Royals 4. 2 on. Tying run at first in Eli White, the go-ahead run at the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside wide, try to give and chase that sweeper. 2-2. Well, if it wasn't over, it's over now. Arizona just made it 11-2 against San Diego. The 2-2. Swing! Slaps it back. 93 miles an hour. Laureano was just a touch behind that one. Might have been trying to guard against that sweeper. Normally that's a pitch that Laureano can rip. Deuces wild. 2-2. 2 on. Down by 2. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Right there on the hands, 2 away. 2 down. Sean Murphy, the batter. Murphy batting 195 on the year now. Did hit a home run earlier this week. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at that sweeper. On the outer edge, it's 0-1. That's a nasty sweeper to right-handers. Infield is back into the left. You'd like to at least get a base hit here. Get within 1 going into the 9th. The 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. If Murphy can keep it going, Gio Urshela is standing on deck. You could pinch hit. The 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. But he hasn't had an at-bat in forever. You could go to Whit Merrifield. I just don't think they will because, I mean, you talk about ice cold. They said they were going to get him at bats. They've not gotten him at bats since Ozzie came back. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, pops it back, foul. Out of play, 2-2. I think you're taking a big risk doing that in the 8th. I could see it more likely to happen in the 9th. But if Murphy can get on, you could at least get close to clearing the bottom of the order for the 9th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him in on the hands. That'll end the inning. Braves are constantly leaving guys on base today. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, to all the people out there leaving posters for their lost cats, cats don't get lost. Your cat left you.
Here's to you, Mr. Robinson, Frank Robinson, one of the most underrated players of all time. When he retired in 1976, he ranked 4th on the all-time home run list behind only Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Willie Mays. He won the American League Triple Crown in 1966. Since, only 2 other players have accomplished this feat. Despite pitching dominating the 60s, he led the league in OPS Plus 4 times during that time frame. In 1966, his OPS Plus would reach 198, telling you he was twice as productive as the average player during that time. Some players said he was as likely to barrel into second base to break up a double play as he was to hit a home run. On the biggest stage, he thrived, hitting 10 home runs and slugging .532 in just 35 games. He was also named the 1966 World Series MVP. Over his 21-year career, he won Rookie of the Year, 2 MVP awards, 1 Triple Crown, and a Gold Glove, to go along with his World Series and All-Star Game MVP awards and his Manager of the Year award in 1989. Simply put, he could do it all.
My period, I have a headache.
You don't have your period.
You know if I got my period or not.
Oh, wow, you definitely have it. That's the attitude that Dad talks about.
Fooled me completely. I saw everything that was good in him. He was wonderful with common people. He knew the first names of the people who rolled out the tarp. He knew little things about little people that an arrogant man shouldn't know and couldn't know in a way. On the other hand, he had at least 3 major flaws. He was an addictive gambler, he was an addictive womanizer, and he was absolutely a compulsive perfectionist about work. And all those things got him in trouble. In that sense, he's a tragic character in that he's a man who has a lot of good parts to him, but 1 or 2 or 3 bad areas of his life just ruined him.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Dylan Lee will continue here in the 9th. He's 5 pitches in, so if he's going well, he could take the whole inning. You don't know if they want to save him a bit for tomorrow. First pitch on the way. Gurriel's down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. So it's kind of a slippery slope here, but you don't want to just give up only down 2. Lee has not pitched much, so I think he could probably give you an inning tomorrow. The 1-0 down and in, 2-0. If the Braves do not end up tying this game and we go to extra innings, the 2-0 right there for a strike, 2-1, then you would look at being able to have your full bullpen available to you in one of those games. And if they perform, if we have the lead, the 2-1, right there at the knees, 2-2, then you'll be okay. You'll be able to slam the door on either an outstanding performance by Schwellenbach or in the nightcap with Sale. The 2-2. Right. Oh, come on. That ball, he was in the zone, and Las Diaz blew it. He's been calling that pitch for a strike all day long. I'm telling you, somebody needs to look into old Las Diaz and his gambling habits. This is getting ridiculous. The payoff pitch. Swung on, foul back. Do it again. The payoff pitch. Swing, fouls it back. Braves 2, KC 4. Top of the 9th. Lee steps off the mound for a second. Full count. Lee brings it. Swung on, popped back, foul again. Four-seam fastball. We'll do it again. The Mets have won their game, and no one's told the Padres yet, but they've lost their game. They're getting smoked. Strange enough, though, in the 9th inning, Tatis is actually coming to the plate. I thought he'd be on the bench by now. The 3-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Good pitch. P at the knees on the inner cut. One away. They might be just trying to get Tatis as many at-bats as possible after coming back from the IL. He was gone the majority of the year. Now, we'll get a new crew, Chris, or at least we should. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike by Melendez. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Renfroe on deck, the right-hander. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul down the line, 1-2. They shouldn't have been the umpire crew of this series, technically, but because of the hurricane, they kept them in after calling the first game of the Mets Braves. The 1-2 misses outside wide, 2-2. And I do believe Las Diaz had a hand in this. And not saying it all went against the Braves. The Royals have gotten some crappy calls too, but it makes a big difference in a game. The 2-2, swing, lifted foul down the line. Plenty foul, good distance. We'll do it again. Dylan Lee, by the way, at 20, about to throw his 20th pitch. Looks in to Smurf. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right in his kitchen, 2 away. Yeah, we've kind of gone over this, but I would suspect it will be Schwellenbach in game 1 and, if needed, Sale in game 2. because they're trying to save Sale if they don't need to throw him. Because if you throw Sale in game 1, he's not pitching in any version. They've said it several times, but they're going to pull Lee. That surprised me a little bit. We'll stick here with you during the break. I thought they'd try to get one more out of Lee, but they are heading to the bullpen. Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. Luke Jackson is coming out of the bullpen. Oof. Well, I got sidetracked there. I was hoping we had picked up a Jackson that I wasn't aware of. I just saw Jackson pop up on my score sheet, and I'm like, oh, man. Well, he's only got to get one out, but that doesn't mean anything to old Luke. Luke can make you sweat no matter what. He's going to be facing, by the way, Hunter Renfroe, who clubs fastballs, and that's really Luke's best pitch. But what they've said all along is that Chris Sale would be used only in an elimination game, which meant if they kept winning, they were going to save him for the playoffs. But now tomorrow, the game 1 isn't an elimination game for the Braves. They can lose game 1, win game 2, and they go to the playoffs. So that's why I believe it'll be Schwellenbach. You're still putting your 2 best feet forward. I mean, recently, other than that incredible start by Max Fried the other day, Schwellenbach and Chris have been really good. But I would think it's going to be game 1 Schwell, and then if they need it, game 2 would be Chris Sale. If they win the game, then they could bring someone up on the expanded roster. Luke Jackson fires the first pitch in. Swung on and fouled back. Slider, it's 0-1. Hanging slider at that. Hunter Renfroe. The 0-1. Called for a low strike. We'll take it. Oh, and 2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. How about that? Luke would be in line, by the way, here's the irony, for the win if we came back and scored 3 for the clincher.
I'm surrounded by a lot of women in this department, and that includes the men.
I'm sorry, did you know that they put the Motorola Razr on display in a museum? Hang on. They put the Motorola Razr on display in a museum. How for? What come? 'Cause I had a Motorola Razr. Matter of fact, I was fickety flexing with my Motorola Razr, top of the line technology when it was in my possession. And now you got it on display in a museum like it's an ancient Egyptian artifact? Calm down, salientologist. And millennials, you know what this means for us, don't you? I'm not going to say it out loud. I would never disrespect us in such a manner, but you know what this means, don't you?
In August of 1989, after a long investigation, the Commissioner of Baseball, Bart Giamatti, held a press conference.
The banishment for life of Pete Rose from baseball is the sad end of a sorry episode. One of the game's greatest players has engaged in a variety of acts which have stained the game, and he must now live with the consequences of those acts. It will come as no surprise that, like any institution composed of human beings, this institution will not always fulfill its highest aspirations. I know of no earthly institution that does. But this one, because it is so much a part of our history as a people, and because it has such a purchase on our national soul, has an obligation to the people for whom it's played, fans and the well-wishers in the millions, to strive for excellence in all things and to promote the highest ideals.
Less than 2 weeks after barring Rose from baseball, Giamatti died of a heart attack.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Bubik with his 2.76 ERA is coming on. He is set to face Travis d'Arnaud after Gio Urshela. First pitch on the way to Gio is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. At that spot, then Whit Merrifield would play shortstop if this went to extras. The 1-0. Swung on, foul back. 1-1. 1-1 count. Gio, Travis, and then Michael Harris. If anybody gets on, Ozzie Albies. The 1-1 from Bubik. Kicks and brings it. Swung on, lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. How about that? How about that? Babyface Gio with the single and the tying run. Could this happen back-to-back nights? Travis d'Arnaud. He can't win it with the swing, but he dang sure could tie it. Let's go, Braves country. The pitching coach is immediately coming out here to talk to Bubik, probably because they went over in the dugout what to go against Arcia, and he's giving him a quick catch up on how to pitch him. You know what the catcher, Freddie Furman's saying? Don't hang one about knee high over the plate. Whatever you do. You would love to see Gio get down to second to take the double play out of order, but of course you don't want to get thrown out. But with the slow-footed catcher at the plate, you'd love to find a way to get whether a wild pitch or pass ball, something. There is a hole on the right side of the infield. So, and we know Travis is willing to slap the ball the other way. He's not just a straight pull hitter. The outfield's pretty straight away, but the infield is back into the left, and the first baseman's holding on the runner. So with the defense in mind, here's the pitch. First one inside, slider misses, it's 1-0. I would think what they're going to try to do is get in front and then get Travis to swing at a bender so he'll bang it into the ground for a double play. The 1-0 misses outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. Travis has 15 home runs and a 740 OPS. 48th RBI. No home run was bigger than last night, the walk-off job. Time is called by Laz Diaz. Not sure what's going on here. Laz Diaz is pointing towards the dugout. Maybe he's telling Harris to step back. I'm not sure. We saw that earlier this week with the same crew, so that might be what they're doing. One on, nobody out. The pitch. Right down the pipe, 84-mile-an-hour changeup, 2-1. The 2-1. Brings it. 92 inside, 2-2. So now they've evened up the count. Travis has got to be aware he may be going for that slider to either get a swing and a miss or bang one in the dirt. Would probably be the ideal time for Gio if he could get a good jump against the left-hander to go. The 2-2. Swing. Fouls it back. Guarding the plate. Good job by d'Arnaud. 2-2. Pitch was a touch off the plate. We know how he's been calling it today. I'm sure Travis has been very well aware. Sitting in that dugout listening to his teammates. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the fastball on the outer edge. 1 away. Just a touch behind that. Must have been sitting on the soft stuff. 92 doesn't normally outmatch Travis d'Arnaud. So 1 on, 1 out. Gio Urshela is still standing at first. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, in the dirt. Ball gets away. Gio stays put. It's 1-0. Didn't get too far away, but because he had to dance around Michael Harris, I think Gio probably could have made it down there, but playing it safe, he'll stay at first. Infield is pretty much straight away. They're shifted a touch to the right, and then a little back than double play depth, so they're playing for an out, essentially. Something's going on here now. Freddie Furman, the catcher, must have broken a strap on his mask when he had to tear it off to look for the ball. Gets a new one from the equipment. The equipment kid, and he'll head back behind home plate. 1-0 count. Standing on deck is Ozzie Albies. In the hole, Marcell Ozuna. The 1-0 to Harris. Lefty-lefty. Pitch brings it. Change up, taken all the way, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Bubic brings it. Swing, slaps it back, foul. 1-2. That one was off on the outer edge. I think it might have fooled Harris a little bit. Looked like it was going to be one that may hang in the zone, but just grabbed the outer corner. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Swing. High chopper. Baltimore chopper. They're going to go to second. Gio's going to be out. 2 away. Harris safe at first. And the Braves are down to their last out in the form of Ozzie Albies. If he can get on, Marcell Ozuna represents the winning run. If not, we'll see you tomorrow for a doubleheader with the Mets. Ozzie Albies stands in his career a much lower batting average, but he does have 98 home runs to 42. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swung on. Slice back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Shit. Something happened. Bubic comes set. Pitch on the way. Swung on, pops it up. Down the side, 1-2. The 1-2. Ozzie 0 for 4. Here's the pitch. Swung on and dribbled over to second. They'll fired over to dribbled over short, they'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning. I don't know what happened to the video. It eventually jumped forward. We've been trying to sync it up, but that ended the game. Braves lose a tough one, 4-2, and we will have a doubleheader tomorrow. And if we win one, we're in. If the Mets win one, they're in. The only way Arizona gets in the playoffs is if one of the two teams gets swept. I would think it's going to be Schwellenbach and Sale. It'll be interesting to see how the Mets play their hand. Do the Mets go Severino first, or do they hold him for game number 2? Braves lose a tough one, 4-2. Really come down to men left on base, and then, of course, the 3-run home run in the first inning really ended up being the difference. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm putting it on the screen right now, but we're going to be rushing home from the studio, and we hope to be here somewhere around between 2:15 and 2:30 Eastern, somewhere in that neighborhood. But we will get it going, and we'll definitely be here for the entire second game and for the second half of the first game. But we were scheduled to work elsewhere, and well, got to pay the bills, right? All right, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Braves country. So I really hope we were going to close the deal today, but that's all right. We're going to win one tomorrow. I guarantee you that. I got a funny feeling it's Arizona that's the odd man out in this one. We'll see you tomorrow. Braves lose 4-2.